Hey everybody, my name is Brandon and behind me is the Tesla Model 3 long range. And in this video, we're going to talk about 5 of my favorite features, and we're going to talk about a couple of things that I would like to see improved as well in this vehicle. So before we dive into this top 5, I want to talk about the specs in the vehicle behind me. This is the long-range Model 3 with the 310-mile range battery. I have just under 4,000 miles on this vehicle, and I took delivery about 3 months ago. And as you can tell, it's red. At number 5, we're talking driver profiles. And while I know that that is a feature in a lot of luxury vehicles, there's some really special things about driver profiles in the Model 3. Let's go. I absolutely love the feeling of jumping in the car, having my seat adjust to exactly where I need, and then there's another twist to it, and I'll show you that right now. Now, if we jump over to our driving settings, we can actually adjust the acceleration between chill and standard. On chill mode, you've got more of like the traditional driving experience where you push on the gas, you got that split second before you start accelerating. And then you've got standard. Standard, you're pushing on the accelerator pedal and you're getting thrown back in your seat. I absolutely love that. I think it's a lot of fun. Then you've got your steering mode. You can select more of a comfort steering mode. It's got kind of a luxury car feel. Standard feels pretty standard. And then sport. And I like sport. Sport gives it a real stiff kind of drive, and it's a whole lot of fun. Then down below that, we've got our regen, your regenerative braking. And essentially what that does is saying when you're not accelerating, it's putting energy back into the battery by slowing down the vehicle. And it's not using your brakes. It's really cool. And so with the new Tesla update that just came out here, we actually have more regen, and Tesla opened up the doors to allow for more regenerative braking when you're not accelerating. So it allows for more of that one pedal driving that you might have heard about. I've got mine set to standard, but you can also set it to low if you're not really used to it yet. Then down below that, we've got creep. That feature is super cool, and essentially what it is it gives it more, your Tesla more of a automatic feel if you've got it on. So if you've got it on, it's going to slowly creep forward if you don't have your foot on the brake. I've got it off because I like that manual feel. But what's really cool is all this stuff is saved under your driver profile. So when I get in the car and I select my driver profile, all those settings are ready to go. And having that kind of flexibility, having it just that simple, that's my absolute favorite thing. At number 4, we're talking climate controls. In full disclosure, I have to admit, I thought this was going to be a little unintuitive, but I found over time that this is even easier than adjusting those little plastic vents in other cars. This is super cool. I'm able to move my finger back and forth to adjust exactly where I want air to be flowing in the vehicle. This is on both the driver and the passenger side. I find that this is super intuitive, and I can quickly do it when I'm driving. Another really cool thing is the heated seats. All 5 seats in this vehicle are heated. Even the center middle seat is a heated seat. At number 3, we're out of the car with the Tesla mobile app. I had a Chevy Camaro before I got this Model 3, and I used the OnStar remote control app. This app was pretty slow, to say the least. I remember standing outside in sub-zero weather, waiting for an unlock command from my phone. It took about 30 to 45 seconds for it to do anything. This is not the case with the Tesla mobile app. It's incredibly fast, it's incredibly responsive, and it actually is my primary key. Now, full disclosure, I know some people have had issues with connectivity between their phone and the car, but I have never had that happen. I had an iPhone 10 and now I have the iPhone XS, and I've had 0 issues with the mobile phone as a key, and I absolutely love it. But one of my favorite features of the mobile app is preconditioning the car, so warming it up when I'm waiting inside or I'm finishing up a meeting. Being able to take the car from 40 degrees to 70 degrees, I mean, it makes a huge difference. At number 2, we're staying outside of the car and using the mobile app to talk about Summon. While some may see it as a party trick now, only being able to go forward or backwards remotely, I think that there's huge potential, and a new tweet from Elon Musk about 2 weeks ago, I think says something huge about the potential of Summon. Summon is going to be able to be controlled in the next 6 weeks like an RC car, and it'll follow you like a pet. I think the potential is huge if this comes to fruition, and that's why it's number 2 on our top 5. So before we get to number 1, I want to talk a little bit about the dashcam functionality that was unveiled in version 9. This functionality is awesome. I absolutely love it. And one of my favorite things is knowing that the car is always recording what's going on in front of me, so I don't have to worry about somebody accidentally backing up into me and then claiming I rear-ended them. It's a weird little thing, but I worry about it, and I'm glad that there's a dash cam functionality built in, so I don't have to have something hanging off of my windshield. So before we jump into number 1, I want to talk about a feature that could use a little bit of improvement, and that's the web browser. Now keep in mind, I'm running software version 2018.42.3, and in this version, we've got a little bit of an issue where the web browser stops working unexpectedly. Earlier in the day, we were shooting some B-roll, and we got a great shot of the web browser. And now later in the day, we've pulled up the web browser and we just get a white screen. So it's kind of on and off, it's hit or miss whether it works or not. And I found that the only thing to do to fix it is to hold these 2 buttons on the steering wheel, and it'll restart the computer here, and the web browser will come up and work. I've submitted this as a bug report to Tesla, and so far no fix, but hopefully it comes soon. Okay, on to number 1, and that's enhanced autopilot. My number 1 favorite feature in the Tesla Model 3 is enhanced autopilot, and more specifically, navigate on autopilot. This was just unveiled in the new update, and I absolutely love it. This is super cool. Essentially what happens is when I'm driving down the expressway, the Tesla's going to tell me which lane I should move into in order to get to my destination the quickest. And once I get to my off-ramp, it's going to automatically signal and move me into the off-ramp. I mean, this totally indicates where we're going to be going in our autonomous future. And while I still believe it's probably 2 or 3 years out, maybe a little bit more, I am super excited to be a part of what might be coming in the near future. So those are some of my favorite features of the Tesla Model 3. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, leave them down below in a comment. And if you're in the market for a new Tesla, use my referral code down in the description below for 6 months of free supercharging. That's it for this one. I'm Bernicky, and thanks for watching.